Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Taco, and today we're back with another video, and week 7 is here. We're already a third of the way done the season. Can't believe how fast it's going. And we got 15 games to predict for week 7. 2 Monday Nighters, as always, somehow. We got 1 in London, and we got a lot of good games on the slate. So let's get into it. Last week, I went 9-6. The league has just been so unpredictable this year. Any team seems like they can be any team any given Sunday, so I'm not too mad about it. For a total of, I believe, 58-34. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into these picks. Starting off on Thursday Night Football, you've got the Steelers heading to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. When you look at the Steelers, it was a good week last week. The Browns are not a good team. They didn't play their best ball, and you came in and you played pretty well. Your defense shut them down. They weren't really able to get anything going when you stopped the Browns from running, which that run defense played great, something that they haven't really been doing this year. Then, like, the Browns can't really pass, and you were just able to exploit that Browns team the whole game. On the other side, you look at the Bengals. It was better last week. I mean, you only lost by 9 points. You're able to get the offense going a little bit with Joe Flacco. I don't think that he's anything extremely special. You're not going to get that Cleveland Joe Flacco. You're getting something pretty nice. So yeah, with that being said, though, one team is better here. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me the Steelers 20-14. I think that the Bengals will be able to put up something, but the Steelers defense is going to be too much. The offense, Aaron Rodgers, they'll do what they need to do, and that will result in the Steelers getting this win. Next up, in London, 9:30 in the morning, you got the Rams and the Jags. When you look at the Rams, it was okay last week. I mean, you beat Baltimore, who's just so bad. Your defense really showed up. The Rams defense has been kind of underrated all year. They really put it together in that game. Yes, the Ravens offense kind of sucks, but 3 points is really good. Other side of the ball, Puka had his little injury scare. I don't know if he's going to play. I'm kind of leaning towards him not playing, which will suck towards fantasy. But the Rams are still a very good offense even without him. On the other side, you look at the Jags. Had an iffy week. The Seahawks are a very good team. They came in, and maybe you aren't one of those top dogs that your 4-1 record showed, but you're still a pretty decent football team. And I think that the Rams, without Puka, the Jags know how to travel to London. The players do, maybe not the organization, which is all new. Give me Jacksonville 24-21. They're going to take business. And yeah, they're going to be able to get this win, play a clean game, which is hard to do in London. And if you're able to do that, you're going to be able to beat this Rams team off of talent. And the Rams are a very good team. But give me Jacksonville. Then you've got the Eagles and the Vikings. When you look at the Eagles, it happened. Yeah, it happened. When you look at the Vikings, coming off of 2 international games, they get a much-needed bye last week. And the last game that they played against Cleveland, Cleveland came out there with a great game plan. They were able to scheme up pretty well. And you still played good enough to get a win. It seems that J.J. McCarthy will be back. That was kind of the plan all along, get him back after the bye, which I think will help this team, even though Carson Wentz has done his job in the backup role. So, yeah, I think that the Vikings overall are looking pretty good, but I don't pick against the Eagles. Whatever it'll be, the Eagles will be able to do it. They'll be able to get back on track. Give me the Eagles 27-24 because yeah, that's how it's going to happen, of course. Kevin Patullo is going to get all of his magic back. It's going to be great. Give me the Eagles. Just trust me. Just trust me. Then you've got the Patriots and the Titans. When you look at the Patriots, another good week that you're building up. You beat a lesser team in the Saints, but Drake May looked great, especially in the first half. He was throwing all around the field. I think you really found your franchise quarterback there. The defense did their job overall. It looks like a well-rounded team, a well-coached team, which we couldn't say about the Patriots last year. And it's really coming together. They're really becoming a great team. On the other side, you look at the Titans. It's just not good in Tennessee. That's really all that I can say about it right now. But yeah, one team's better. It's the New England Patriots. Give me the Patriots 31-14. Just feel like the Titans have too many struggles. They were kind of building offensively in the second half. But yeah, the defense has been okay. It just hasn't been good enough. And running into the Patriots, who are super hot on offense, I think that'll continue. Give me New England. Then you've got the Panthers heading up to MetLife to take on the Jets. When you look at the Panthers, what a week last week. Rico Dowdle's revenge game, putting up, 250 scrimmage yards and a touchdown? He's a dog. And the team really showed up. They made a lot of good calls, a lot of gutsy plays, and a lot of good players making those plays. They look good. They got a win against a solid Dallas Cowboys team, but that's not a team that you would have expected the Panthers to beat early on in the year or at any point in the last 5 years. On the other side, you look at the Jets, it's bad. Now you're coming off of London. You don't even get a bye week. That sucks. So, yeah, things suck. The Panthers will be able to take advantage. Give me Carolina 29-17. Why 29? Because why not 29? They're going to be able to get the job done up in New York against a team that all that they've not been able to do this year is get the job done. They penalties, and then their offense can't function, and then their defense can't function. It's just been bad. Give me Carolina. Then you've got a real stink fest between the Dolphins and the Browns. When you look at the Dolphins, it was a tough week last week. You had the Chargers. Chargers got a nice little lead, and then you started to inch back, got the lead, and then gave it right up in the span of 2 plays and lost that game. But even though you're 1-5, you have played teams competitively. And that's something that I can't say as much about the Cleveland Browns. They had a few close games. Cincinnati, even though Cincinnati kind of stinks. And Minnesota was a decently close game. But overall, the Browns haven't been playing great football. They had Dylan Gabriel. He had good 1 week, bad last week when they played a good defense. Luckily, Miami, not exactly the best of defenses. But I do think that Miami will still be able to come out on top of this game. Give me the Dolphins 23-17. The Dolphins should be able to handle this team, which is just something that they haven't been able to do to all the other teams on the schedule. Miami is a 1-5 team because they lose competitively. Cleveland's a 1-5 team because they kind of suck. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. Then you've got the Saints and the Bears. When you look at the Saints, it was an okay week last week. The Patriots are a better team. They came in, they won. But overall, I would still be somewhat optimistic about the Saints. They played a decent game of football, especially in the first half offensively. They, overall, the offense hasn't looked bad. Like, Rattler has done better than I expected, better than most people expected. So I'm not going to get too on the Saints. They're a bad team. We know that. They're doing their best, but it just hasn't been working in the wins. On the other side, you look at the Bears. A great win for the Bears last week. A real statement win coming off of the bye week. Able to get that type of win. The Commies had that game locked up, and you were able to steal it. I mean, that's like exactly what the Bears do, is lose games like that, and you've won 2 in a row like that. And so, yeah, and the Bears' offenses look good. The Bears' defense is doing their job. I mean, it's not a great unit, but it's working right now. So, yeah, with that being said, give me the Bears 26-19. They overall look like the more talented team. They should be able to win this one. I mean, the Saints are just not all that. The Bears will be able to do what they need to do to get a win here. But the Saints are still all right. They'll still keep it close, but give me Chicago. Then you've got the Raiders heading to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. When you look at the Raiders, it was an all right week last week. I mean, you won, but Tennessee's not good. Tennessee kind of got into that, maybe not into that game, but kind of got close. But overall, still, the Raiders, they're okay. Ashton Jeanty has really started coming alive here, and that's something that Raiders team definitely needs. And Geno is trying to limit the turnovers. It's somewhat working. So, yeah, there are some things to be thankful for in Las Vegas. It's not all falling down. On the other side, you look at the Chiefs. What a statement win for the Kansas City Chiefs. Beating the Detroit Lions. Nobody really expects you to win that game, and you showed that you're the Chiefs still. You still are going to out-coach, out-scheme, out-game plan, and outperform most teams in this football league, and that's what the Chiefs are going to do again. Give me the Chiefs 27-17. They do what it takes to win, and that's what they're going to be able to do to a subpar team in Las Vegas. So yeah, give me KC. Then you start the 4 o'clock slate with a pretty good game, the Chargers and the Colts. When you look at the Chargers, it was a decent week last week. You got a win against a team that looked like they were playing some good ball in the Miami Dolphins, able to get that big play to McConkey, who really needs to get going. Maybe that's the spark. And then, able to get a game-winning field goal. You played a good game. You were able to get a win. Pretty good for LA. You're 4-2, had the 2 losses, but you've been coming back. You've been playing strong, and hopefully that can keep up in Los Angeles. On the other side, you look at the Colts. It was a tough win against the Cardinals last week, but now we know you're able to win tough games. We know that you're able to win any games. The Colts are the team to be reckoned with. They're the 1 seed in the AFC, and give me the Colts 30-24. They're that team. Maybe Daniel Jones is that guy. Maybe this team really is special. I do think that the Chargers still have some question marks. You did barely beat the Dolphins, who are all right, but you did lose 2 games right before that. I think that the Colts will be able to come in, do their job, and get a real statement win against the Chargers. Then you've got the Giants heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. When you look at the Giants, it was a great week last week. Philly's a decent team, talent-wise, and you were able to run the crap out of the ball. Jackson Dart is, amazing. As a fan, there aren't many quarterbacks where it was 3rd and 8, and I'm like, yeah, they're going to pick this up. Jackson Dart's apparently one of those guys. He's a dog. The Giants play with that dog mentality. They're on the up right now. They look good. It sucks to say, but they look good. On the other side, you look at the Broncos. An iffy week, went to London, clearly didn't seem prepared. Luckily, you were playing a pretty bad team in the Jets. You were able to get a win. The defense looked amazing. The offense, not so much. I've heard some gripes about the play calling, but overall, yeah, the Broncos just didn't play great. But I do still think that they're the better team, but I think it's really close. Give me the Broncos 24-23. I think that this will be a great game, that the Broncos will be able to come out on top of. Yeah, the Giants are a good team, apparently, but the Broncos, I think, are just going to be a little bit better when it matters. Give me Denver. Then you've got the Cardinals and the Packers. When you look at the Cardinals, it was a pretty good week last week. You had to start Jacoby Brissett. He played really well. I'm guessing Kyler's going to be back. But, yeah, you played it really close. Came down to the last drive against the Colts. I don't think that was a penalty. I'm going to be honest on Trey McBride. I think it was uncatchable. But, you could say, hey, we got really close to beating a very good team in Indianapolis. On the other side, you look at the Packers, got a win for, I realize, the first time since week 2. Same score as the game in week 2, which had only happened 3 times in history. Shout out the Scorigami bot, who's been something this year. He's struggling. But yeah, Packers played a good game of football. The defense did their job. The offense definitely did their job. Josh Jacobs looked good. Jordan Love made the plays he needed to. And that's what the Packers are going to be able to do again. Give me Green Bay 34-21. I have suspicions about Arizona's defense, and I believe that the Packers will be able to play pretty well against it. And I'm just not sure Arizona will be able to do enough to keep up with a very talented, very well-coached, and very well-ran Green Bay Packers team. Then you've got the Commies heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. When you look at the Commies, you had a bad loss last week. I mean, that game was in your hands, and you fumbled it away, literally. And so the Bears were able to come in and beat you, but the Bears played a very good game of football. You were able to respond, able to come back down, I think 13-0 in the second half. It was a very good game because of what the Commanders were able to do, which was pretty solid. On the other side, you look at the Cowboys. Had a loss to the Panthers. I mean, truth to that team is that defense is not good. That offense is doing their job, but It's, it's not doing enough apparently, and I think that that's going to continue. Give me Washington 34-27. Dallas's defense just won't be able to do enough to contain a Commanders team that when they're rolling on offense, and I think that they will be this week, they are rolling. Dallas will do stuff, try to stop it with their offense. Their offense will put up a pretty good show. I'm just not sure it's enough. Give me Washington. Then Sunday Night Football, it's the Falcons heading to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. When you look at the Falcons, what a win last week. The Bills are a great team. We weren't able to talk about them. They're on a bye week. But they are a great team, and you, in front of your home crowd, had a great game against them. You shut down Josh Allen. The defense looks great. I love what the Falcons defense is doing. The rookies are playing well. The team is playing well. And then offensively, Drake London, dog. Bijan, dog. We already knew it, but they just proved it more. On the other side, you look at the Niners, tough loss, and probably a bigger loss is Fred Warner. Everybody was going down, but you had your one dude, and now your one dude's gone. But the Niners are a well-coached team. We know that they'll put up a good fight. We know that probably they're expected to win this game, but give me Atlanta. I trust that team. I trust what they've been doing. I think that Atlanta's going to be able to win this game 20-17. They'll be able to do enough offensively, and trust me, that defense is elite. I think Brock Purdy coming back might not be as big of a positive as Niners fans think. Like, he's a little rusty, and yeah, he's a little rusty. That's really the truth. But yeah, give me Atlanta. Then on Monday Night Football, the first one at 7, you have what I think is the game of the year so far. The Bucs heading to Detroit to take on the Lions. When you look at the Bucs, Ibuka's hurt, Godwin's hurt, Evans hurt, Irving hurt, Wirfs was hurt, Goedeke hurt. The right guard, it's like their fourth one, and it don't matter. Baker Mayfield just is doing amazing things with that Bucs team. He's throwing it to Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson and Sterling Shepard, who is somehow still playing. He's still kicking it. But the Bucs are playing amazing football. On the other side, you look at the Lions. They had a loss to Kansas City. We know the Lions respond to losses, though. They respond really well. The Lions, yes, it was a tough loss. Kansas City was able to out-game plan you. You had some cool tricks up your sleeve that didn't work. That Goff thing was weird. It was technically the right call, the way that they said it, but it was weird. With that being said, though, sometimes you just have a feeling it's gonna be a slugfest. No, it's gonna be a shootout. That's what I meant to say. Give me the Lions 38-35. That's what they do. They win games like this. That's what Dan Campbell's able to do. They're going to get their statement win this year, prove that they are still that team. They are still that team. That's the truth. The Bucs are a great team. Baker's playing great football, but it's not going to be enough for the Detroit Lions. Give me Detroit. Then at 10, because, we don't respect people who have practice the next day or school at 7:30 in the morning or things like that. It's the Seahawks and the Texans. When you look at the Seahawks, it was a good win last week. Jags are a good team. Went down to Florida. It's probably hot there compared to Seattle. And you played really well. You were able to get a statement win. The defense looked great. I kind of underestimated how good Seattle's defense was because you had that shootout to Tampa. But it really has been playing great, especially in run defense. On the other side, you look at the Texans. Talk about a team with an amazing defense. That team is allowing 14 a game. It's unbelievable what the Texans have been able to do. Their offense, when we saw them play last, really good game against Baltimore. But Baltimore's defense probably kind of sucks. And they just got Hamilton and Humphrey back. They didn't have him that game. So, yeah, with that being said, I think that this will be the slugfest. Give me the Seahawks 17-16. Maybe not a bad offensive game, but a good defensive game. And the Seahawks, I think, are the better team here. They're going to be able to pull this one out. with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.